tidy, and take pride in their appearance, begin to carry a faint urine-like smell as they reach their late 70s and 80s? It's something we all sense. But almost nobody dares to speak about. Not families. Not friends. Not even seniors themselves. Why? Because this topic comes with embarrassment. With shame. With fear that something might be wrong. Or even fear of losing dignity. For many older adults, that moment when they notice a lingering scent, on their clothes, in their bedding, or when someone hugs them, can feel heartbreaking. Some start bathing more often. Some switch soaps, perfumes, deodorants. Some quietly wash their clothes again and again. Yet the smell comes back. And it leaves them wondering. Is this my fault? Is my body changing? Is this part of aging? And if you're noticing it in a parent or spouse, you may feel unsure how to bring it up without hurting their feelings. Because nobody wants to make a loved one feel ashamed. But here's the truth, the part doctors wish every senior knew. The odor almost never comes from poor hygiene. In fact, many seniors experiencing this odor are doing everything right. The real culprits are subtle, quiet changes that happen with age. Changes in hydration. Changes in muscle strength. Changes in medication. Changes in kidney function. Changes in skin. And changes in the body's natural chemistry. Things we don't notice day to day, until the smell appears. These are normal changes, but when they go unaddressed, they can cause even the cleanest, most independent seniors to develop that urine-like scent. The good news? Most of the time, this problem is easy to fix. You don't need expensive products. You don't need harsh soaps. You don't need to feel ashamed. You just need to understand what's happening inside your body, and how a few small habits can make a massive difference. And that's exactly what we're doing today. In this video, we're revealing the 7 most common mistakes that make many seniors smell like urine, and the simple, gentle solutions that doctors recommend to eliminate the odor completely. These fixes are practical. They are safe. They restore confidence. And most importantly, they help seniors regain comfort and dignity without shame. If you've been worried about this issue, whether it's happening to you or someone you love, take a deep breath. You're not alone. You're not doing anything wrong. And you are absolutely not losing your independence or your dignity. Now, let's begin. This is the #1 most overlooked cause, and it's something almost every senior struggles with without even realizing it. As we age, our bodies change in ways that are so gentle and gradual, they're almost invisible. One of the biggest changes is this. Your sense of thirst becomes weaker. In your 20s, 30s, even 50s, when your body needed water, you felt it. Dry mouth. A strong urge to drink. A natural pull toward water. But by the time most people reach their 70s and 80s, that internal thirst alarm becomes quieter. Sometimes so quiet you don't hear it at all. So you go hours without drinking, not because you're ignoring your body, but because it simply isn't signaling the way it used to. And here's what happens inside. 1. The kidneys have to work harder. Kidneys filter waste from the blood. When you're dehydrated, they have less water to work with, so the waste becomes more concentrated. 2. Urine becomes darker, thicker, and stronger smelling. This smell can cling to underwear, clothes, bedding, skin folds, even the air in the room. 3. You can shower, wash clothes, and still smell it. Because the issue isn't outside, it's inside. It's not about hygiene, it's about chemistry. This is why so many seniors are caught off guard. They think something must be wrong with them, or that they're not cleaning well enough, when in reality, they are simply not hydrated enough for their age. Let's talk about Barbara. Barbara is 83. She's proud of her appearance. She wears fresh clothes every day, keeps her home spotless, and showers every morning. But around lunchtime, she started noticing a faint odor on her blouses. A sour, urine-like scent she couldn't explain. She tried switching detergents. She tried new soaps. She even changed her brand of deodorant. Nothing helped. One day, her daughter visited and noticed Barbara had a cup of tea beside her, but no water anywhere. Barbara realized that nearly her entire day was filled with morning coffee, afternoon tea, evening tea, maybe a sip of water here or there, but never a full glass. She wasn't avoiding water. She simply never felt thirsty. Her daughter suggested something simple. "Mom, keep a glass of water where you can see it." So Barbara put one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one beside her bed. She didn't drink large amounts. No big gulps. No forcing. Just tiny sips, every hour or so. Within a few days, the smell faded. Her skin felt better. Her energy improved. And she realized she hadn't been hydrating enough for years. This is how powerful hydration is. Doctor tip: what seniors should do. Aim for gentle hydration all throughout the day, not all at once. Sip, don't gulp. Keep water visible and within reach. If plain water is boring, add lemon slices, cucumber, mint leaves, a splash of juice. Use a lightweight cup if arthritis makes lifting heavy glasses difficult. And if you're worried about nighttime bathroom trips, drink more in the morning and early afternoon, less in the evening. Many seniors are surprised to learn this. By the time you feel thirsty at age 80, you're already dehydrated. So sipping steadily, even when you don't feel thirsty, is one of the best habits you can build. Truly, this one change alone helps thousands of seniors stay fresher, feel clearer mentally, and smell far better without any extra effort. Small sips. Steady hydration. Big results. This is one of the biggest reasons seniors develop a urine-like odor. But also one of the least talked about. Why? Because the topic feels too personal. Too sensitive. Too embarrassing. Many seniors think bladder leaks are a private issue or a normal part of aging that you just put up with. Others hide it because they don't want to burden their family. And some convince themselves it's not that bad, even when it's affecting their confidence, their clothes, and sometimes their relationships. But here's what doctors want older adults to understand. Bladder leaks are incredibly common. They are not a shameful secret. They are a medical condition, and they can be managed. Let's talk about what actually happens in the body. 1. Bladder muscles naturally weaken with age. Just like leg muscles or arm muscles, the bladder muscles get weaker over time. They don't close as tightly. They don't hold as much. They tire out more quickly. 2. Nerve signals slow down. The bladder doesn't always send the "I need to pee now" message fast enough. So older adults sometimes notice the urge a little too late. 3. Everyday actions can cause leaks. Simple things like standing up, bending over, Coughing, laughing, sneezing, lifting something can create tiny dribbles, even if you emptied your bladder recently. For, even tiny leaks create big odors. This is what surprises most seniors: you don't need a full accident. You don't need your clothes to feel wet. You don't even need to notice the leak. Just a small dribble absorbed by underwear can create a strong odor that clings to fabric, stays on skin, sinks into bedding, builds up overnight, lingers in the room even after washing. And because the urine of older adults is often more concentrated, from dehydration or medication, the smell becomes even stronger. Now let's talk about Frank. Frank is 81. A proud man. A good husband. A retired school principal who always kept himself well groomed. But lately, his bedroom had started to smell. Even though he washed his bedding every week and showered every morning, he felt embarrassed. He didn't want to tell his wife. He didn't want his family to notice. So he quietly tried to handle it on his own. He opened windows. He sprayed air fresheners. He changed pajamas more often. But the smell stayed. Eventually, during a routine checkup, he mentioned, almost as a whisper, that he sometimes had a little trouble at night. The doctor immediately understood. Frank was experiencing nocturnal dribbling, tiny leaks happening while he slept, especially when rolling over or getting up to use the bathroom. The solution was simple. Absorbent briefs at night. Gentle cleansing immediately after waking. A protective barrier cream. And a small change in evening fluid timing. Within just a few days, the smell disappeared. And something bigger happened. Frank got his confidence back. He no longer felt ashamed of going to bed. He no longer worried about guests entering his room. He no longer felt self-conscious around his wife. This is why doctors insist. Ignoring leaks doesn't make them go away. It only makes the odor worse. And it places unnecessary stress and shame on seniors who deserve dignity and comfort. Doctor tips for seniors. Never ignore small leaks, even tiny dribbles matter. Use protective underwear at night. Modern ones are thin, comfortable, and nearly invisible. Talk openly with your doctor. There are solutions. Pelvic floor exercises. Bladder training. Medications. Nighttime strategies. Even simple lifestyle adjustments. Use odor-neutralizing washes instead of strong perfumes, which only mask, not fix. Apply a barrier cream to protect delicate skin from irritation. Wash clothing and bedding regularly, with odor-eliminating detergents or vinegar. And remember, you're not alone. You're not failing. You're not dirty. You're simply dealing with a normal medical issue, one with very real solutions. If you're still watching and finding value so far, comment #2 below. Your interaction helps this message reach more seniors who need comfort, knowledge, and support. This one catches so many seniors off guard. Because it's not about hygiene, it's about habits that no longer fit the body you have today. Here's the truth. Even if you shower every morning, even if you're the type who keeps everything neat and tidy, even if your clothes look spotless, those fabrics may still be holding yesterday's odor. Most people don't realize this. Urine molecules bind deep into fabric fibers, especially cotton. And once they settle in, even a normal wash cycle may not fully pull them out. But here's the part that really matters. Older adults grew up in a completely different era. A time when clothes were reworn to save water. Laundry wasn't done daily. Families shared one washing machine, or none. People changed outfits only for special occasions. Detergents were simple bars of soap, not deep cleaning formulas. So the habit of wearing the same sweater or undergarment multiple days made sense back then. But as we age, our bodies change quietly. Skin becomes thinner and more fragile. We sweat differently, and often more. Medications can alter our natural scent. The body's ability to regulate temperature shifts. Even mild dehydration changes odor. So the clothes that seem clean, often aren't. Let me give you a real example. Ellen, 84, loved her soft blue cardigan. It was warm, comforting, and went with everything. She wore it while reading, cooking, chatting with her grandkids, even napping. She felt clean. She was clean. But she kept noticing a faint sour smell around herself by evening. She blamed it on the house, the weather, even the laundry detergent. But the truth? Her cardigan, lovingly worn all week, was quietly holding onto odors that she couldn't smell during the day. When her daughter helped her switch to a simple routine. Underwear changed daily. Shirts washed every 1 to 2 wears. Sweaters washed every few days. A splash of vinegar added to laundry for deep deodorizing. The odor disappeared completely in less than a week. Ellen said she felt 10 years lighter. Because smelling fresh isn't about vanity. It's about dignity. Confidence. Feeling good in your own skin, literally. Doctor tip. Change underwear every single day. Wash anything that touches skin every 1 to 2 wears. Add half a cup of vinegar or baking soda to remove deep odors. Don't assume it looks clean means it smells clean. Fresh clothes equals fresh confidence. And if you're still with me right now, drop a #3 in the comments so I know this helped you. Here's a surprising truth. A lot of seniors shower every single day. Their clothes are clean. Their home is tidy. And yet they still notice a faint urine-like smell following them. Why? Because the skin wasn't cleaned at the right moment. Even the tiniest dribble, just a few drops, can irritate delicate aging skin. Create a lingering odor. Build up bacteria in warm areas. Settle into skin folds where cleaning is harder. And this can happen even if the person bathes daily. The issue isn't hygiene. It's timing. Most older adults don't clean up immediately after a leak because of very human reasons. Mobility issues make twisting and reaching difficult. Arthritis makes wiping painful. Fatigue makes it easy to say, "I'll do it later." Embarrassment stops people from asking for help. Bladder leaks happen quietly, and sometimes unexpectedly, but here's the part most people don't know. Waiting even 20 to 30 minutes can create a smell that stays for hours. No matter how much you wash later. Let me share a real story. Bill, 79, was a proud, independent man. But age brought back pain and stiffness that made it hard for him to clean around his hips after a small leak. He always told himself, "I'll take care of it after I sit for a bit, after I rest, later tonight." But that later created an odor he couldn't understand, and skin irritation he tried to ignore. Everything changed when his doctor suggested something simple. Keep unscented wipes in the bathroom and near the bed. Clean up immediately after any dribble. Gently pat the skin dry, never rub. Apply a thin layer of barrier cream, zinc or petroleum jelly, to protect the area. Within days, not only did the smell vanish, but the irritated skin he'd been quietly enduring began to heal. He said, "It wasn't my hygiene, it was my habits." Doctor tip: use fragrance-free wipes, scented ones irritate aging skin. Pat dry, don't rub, older skin tears easily. Apply a barrier cream to protect from moisture. And most importantly, never delay cleaning, even after tiny leaks. Taking care of the skin right away prevents odor, irritation, and even infections. And if this is helping you so far, drop #4 in the comments so I know you're still with me. Most people think a urinary tract infection always comes with burning, pain, or fever. But in older adults, UTIs behave very differently, and often silently. In fact, one of the most common early signs is something most seniors overlook: a sudden, stronger urine smell. What's tricky is that seniors may feel completely normal in the beginning. No pain. No burning. No fever. Just a faint change in odor that seems to appear out of nowhere. UTIs in older adults can cause cloudy or darker urine, a strong, sour, or ammonia-like odor, fatigue or sudden tiredness, mild confusion or forgetfulness, more urgent bathroom trips, accidental dribbling or leaks. Some seniors simply feel off, but can't explain why. That's why doctors say, if an older adult suddenly develops a urine-like smell, the very first thing to check is a UTI. Let me give you a real-world example. Maria, age 82, woke up one morning and noticed her urine smelled stronger than usual. She assumed it was dehydration, so she drank some water and carried on with her day. But the smell got stronger. She felt a little tired, a little confused, a little unsteady. Nothing extreme, just not herself. Her daughter insisted she get checked. Turned out Maria had a UTI that was beginning to spread, even though she felt almost no pain. Within 48 hours of treatment, the odor went away. Her energy returned. And her clarity came back. This is why catching UTIs early is critical for seniors. They can escalate quickly. Doctor tip: if an odor changes suddenly, call a doctor immediately. Increase hydration while you wait. Take symptoms seriously, even subtle ones. Cranberry supplements may help some seniors prevent infections, but they're not a cure. Early treatment doesn't just stop the smell. It prevents much bigger, more dangerous problems down the road. If this part helped you, comment #5 so I know you're still following along.